Boxing Lowdown. I'm here with my guy Raps on TV for the fight reaction to AJ versus Pulev. AJ winning via a 9th round knockout. And what a knockout, man. Put Pulev flat on his back.
Yep.
Raps, talk to me, man. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see. I think he was landing a lot of uppercuts throughout the fight, and I think finally the big right hand got the job done. Obviously he knocked him down previously and came in and just boom, just steamrolled him. I think it was good. I think, look, if I'm being honest, I think AJ really started the fight well. I thought his jab was kind of strong, good movement, so I was happy to see those improvements. I felt he could have probably taken him out a bit earlier, but I understand why he's going to be slightly cautious, you know, because if we look back to the Ruiz fight, when he was on his offensive, that's when he got clipped. And Pulev is a heavyweight, so you never know what could happen. I felt Pulev was, he didn't really offer much. And when I say that, it was just like his jab seemed tired. He tried to throw a right hand, but again, AJ was moving out of range. So for me, I think a performance out of 10, I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10 if I'm being honest. Maybe 7.5 if you're being critical, just because I felt he could have got the finish a bit earlier. But overall, I think, look, we wanted to see the win. He got the knockout. What more is he supposed to do? Like, if we're being honest. I mean, what did you think, bro?
I thought he started off very, it was a cagey opener. Both men were kind of just feeling each other out, as, you know, the top level fighters tend to do. They tend to just take a look at what their opponent can bring. There was obviously respect for each other going in. As the fight continued, though, AJ was establishing his jab. From the second round onwards, he started to land it with a bit more authority, put Pulev down in the third. Pulev turning his back in the third a couple of times, turned his back. I was like, whoa, man, like, come on. And then all of a sudden, like, AJ exploded on him. And yeah, I thought, yeah, this ain't going to last too much longer. But to be fair to Pulev, he lasted up until the 9th. Before he had an okay 4th, when a lot of people thought he would have been finished in that round. He managed to survive that and was even coming forward in the 4th as well. And then, he wasn't really doing much damage. He landed the odd right here and there, but none of the punches really affected AJ, in my opinion. And I think AJ did well to get the stoppage in the end, because I think a lot of people were looking for that knockout victory, and he got it. So fair play to Joshua, man. And what a knockout. You know, he put Pulev down with the uppercut. Pulev's tough. Do you know what I mean? Like, only Klitschko's beaten him in the past, and AJ put him on his back. So great win for AJ, and hopefully we can look forward to that Fury fight next.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know what you thought. One thing I noticed that I guess AJ was allowing him to do it was he seemed to allow Pulev to take the center of the ring. I probably would have wanted to see Joshua put Pulev on the back foot a bit more, but I think he was timing his jab pretty well. Was going to the body, doing a stab jab, and like I said, the uppercuts, which is obviously Joshua's signature move, and he was landing them. I mean, I would like to see the CompuBox, but it seemed those uppercuts seemed to every round he was throwing at least 2 or 3. Again, it's hard to be very critical of him. I think everybody watches that fight and automatically is judging, you know, how will he do against a Fury, against a Wilder. I would say the jury's still out. I think, look, with Fury being a bigger opponent, that presents some difficulties for Fury himself. Do you know what I mean? Because Fury may be punching down, but ultimately, I think Joshua has to look at it. He got the win. Look, he reclaimed his belt last year in Saudi Arabia. He hasn't fought since then. He's back in the UK, COVID and all of the rest of it. You can't expect anybody to naturally just come out of the racing blocks. But I felt Joshua did look good. I think the big question after the fight was, you know, was we going to see him call out Fury directly? He played it coy, and understandably so. I think anybody that thinks that fight will happen straight away, I think is mistaken, because I think Fury has to fight Wilder. That's my opinion. But like I said, I think 8 out of 10 performance. Can't really say anything worse than that. One negative, maybe taking him out earlier. But as you said, you know, Pulev's tough. He's an old man in terms of being in the sport of boxing, and he knew how to kind of just make the rounds waist down and clinching up close, throwing body shots. So yeah, I think overall Joshua did what he needed to do, and I'm happy he got that win, bro. Especially as the crap that Pulev was talking with. I felt he was trying to do mind games more than what, you know, than actually trying to do anything in the ring.
I totally agree. And big up, first of all, Mohammed Ahmed on the stream. He says, is there a phone-in line? There's no phone-in line on this particular stream, but my guy Raps on TV has a phone-in every Tuesday has a great show.
Respect.
I recommend you join that show, man. Subscribe to Raps on TV. And yeah, he has callers on his show, and it's a brilliant show. So definitely tune into that, my bro, for sure.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, bro, I mean, in terms of Pulev, and you spoke about it quite angry, and I agree with you. The whole turning of the back. I mean, that was embarrassing, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
a seasoned professional
turned his back twice.
Twice. Do you think the ref should have really stopped it?
That could have been stopped there. Yeah, I thought that. For sure. I thought the referee could have stopped it there. He turned his back twice in that round. And we know what that kind of signals. Like, you don't want no more. If the referee was to stop that, then I would have had no complaints because he turned his back. So, listen, he's a crafty veteran. He managed to survive through that round, did well in the fourth as well. And you know what? He did well to get to the ninth because, I mean, he did manage to land his fair share of punches. And I think that Peter Fury got it right. He said that AJ is kind of allowing Pulev to stay in this fight, and he could take him out when he wants to. And just like Awab Ismail is saying right here, Pulev got humbled. He was talking a big game before the fight, saying that this was going to happen, but the way how it ended, it was an emphatic ending from AJ, and yeah, very good win for him, man.
Exactly, and that is that the comment is right, because when you talk about humbled, when it's all said and done, you got knocked out, you didn't win a round. I think one of the guys on the stream on the Dead Zone gave 1 round to Pulev. I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I didn't give him a round. And obviously the third round, it was probably what, 10-7. So when you look at the scorecard, it's going to be a huge points gap, and he got knocked out. So I totally agree. I think he got humbled. And yeah, whether it was frustration of, you know, his ability, or it's taking so long to get this Joshua fight because, you know, he was injured before, I don't know. But yeah, I think he came in with the wrong attitude, and Joshua came in with the right attitude, and he wanted to fight. And that was good to see from Joshua as well. You know, like up close, he was able to kind of show his strength. So yeah, I think Joshua's always going to have naysayers for non-boxing reasons. And I think, you know what, he's just got to deal with that, you know, as a champion. But he's got his belt. Now he's got options. Going into 2021, he could take whoever he wants. Who would you like to see him fight next if you had the option?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd definitely like to see him fight Fury next if I had the choice. And big up, I'm just going to read out this comment first. Big up Doberman 2YK. He says, AJ did everything correctly, but for me, tonight was evidence that Pulev isn't at this level. Beating Chisora and Hughie Fury is one thing. Beating AJ and Tyson Fury is another. And I totally agree. Pulev has just fallen short when it comes to the elite level, like Vladimir Klitschko, now Anthony Joshua. And you get the sense if he was in there with Tyson Fury, he would have lost tonight against him as well. So while Pulev is a good fighter, we could all acknowledge that. Tonight was definitely evidence of that. He's 39 years old. I'm not sure where he goes from here. But obviously for me right now, to answer your question, Raps, I definitely want to see Fury and AJ for next year. That's what we want to see. Whether it's going to happen or not, that's another thing. Obviously going through a pandemic right now. That fight's going to need fans. It's going to need a huge stadium fight, really, isn't it? Unless it gets some serious backing. So I have my reservations. I don't want to sound too negative, but I'm hoping that we find a way to make it happen. And big up again to Mohammed. He said he's going to subscribe to your channel, Raps. So that'd be good.
Thank you, Raps. Yeah, no, thank you, Mohammed. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that going back to the Doberman's comments, I think he's got it spot on. There's levels at the heavyweight, and Pulev just looked short in all areas against Joshua tonight. You know, he couldn't really get the jab. He rarely landed the jab. Couldn't land a big shot. The only positive he had was standing center of the ring, and even then it was like he was ineffective doing that. You know, most fighters, if you think back to Fury Wilder, he went to the center of the ring in the rematch and was using his jab and obviously got the knockout. But Pulev did nothing. So I think his levels, and I would definitely say for Joshua, you know, it seems like he's working on a new game plan, new tactics. I didn't hear the Fury comments, Peter Fury's comments, but I think that's probably right. You know, he's probably going through the gears, just dusting off the cobwebs. And like I said, jab was effective, right hand was effective, uppercut was effective. You know,
what do you make of this? What do you make of this comment from Arab Ismail? He says it's funny because Pulev would be Tyson Fury's third best win. So you'd have to say he's obviously beating Klitschko and Wilder. Would you say that Pulev would be next in line for Tyson Fury's opponents? You're probably right, aren't you? You'll have to say.
I guess. Yeah, you know what probably gets underrated is the Ottawalin I think Otto Wallin's actually a decent boxer. I think because he's not really fought anybody else of note, nobody really talks about it. But I think Otto Wallin's a decent fighter, and I think he will give a few guys in the division some trouble. But yeah, I guess on paper you would say so. But I guess you have to also say, look, the Klitschko win when it happened, how it happened, and the Wilder win, how it happened, when it happened. They're just two huge points, right? Like, you know what I mean? Going on home away soil, really throwing in those guys. I think, yeah, it's hard to really discredit those as wins. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure. Well, listen, Raps, I know you're out there, man. You're in Ghana right now. When are you going to come back to the UK? When are you back?
Well, I'm back in January, so early January I'm back. So we're still doing a couple of shows. Definitely looking forward to doing next week's show with the Canelo Smith preview, and obviously reviewing this fight. And then that'll be the last show for the year. And then, yeah, back in January, brother. So thank you again for having me. It's always a pleasure coming on your platform. Yeah, love talking boxing with you. You always got good things to say, great knowledge. And yeah, look forward to doing a lot more collaboration in 2021, brother.
We have to do it, man. It has to be done, bro. Thank you for taking the time out to come on. I know you're busy out there making moves. So thanks again. And guys that are on the stream right now, I'm going to be jumping onto another one. So stay tuned to the live. I'll be going back on live in a minute. Raps, thank you for joining on, bro. Always appreciate your opinion. And we'll catch up soon, man. Have a good Christmas and New Year.
Same to you, bro. And anyone that's watching, please remember, comment and subscribe and like to not just my channel, but the Boxing Lowdown, man. Let's get this visibility up, bro. And good luck for the rest of the show, brother.
And you too, bro. Take care, man.
Take care.
Guys, I'll be on another stream soon, so make sure you guys tune in for that. I'm just going to get another person on for the fan talk now. So just bear with. I'll be on another stream in a second, and there'll be more reaction to Joshua's win over Pulev.